What's up guys, this is Scoopman5000 and today we are back for another action figure review. Today we are taking a look at the Star Wars The Black Series Captain Cardinal. So this comes to us from Target and it is a re-release of the Galaxy's Edge 4-pack figure, but now it's finally getting a bit of a mass release, I guess you could say. I mean, it's still going to be tough to find anything in Target, but hey, I was able to and I never do, so if you're looking for Captain Cardinal, he's out in the wild, go try to find him. But basically what you got here is a red First Order Stormtrooper, and you'll come to find out on this channel, that is the main things that I buy in terms of the Star Wars Black Series, is going to be the troopers, that being Imperial, First Order, Sith Trooper, Clone Trooper, anything like that I'm going to purchase. So initially when I saw this guy, I don't know anything about this character, I thought that he was the captain of the Sith Troopers, and to me that was pretty cool, because I do have a few Sith Troopers that are in need of a captain. And then, you know, I didn't want to come into the review blind, so I went and watched some bios, I went and read the wiki. Come to find out that he is actually a Sith Trooper before it was cool, because he was actually a First Order commander, or a captain I should say, that came in a little bit before Captain Phasma, and basically his origin is that he's a kid from Jakku that was stolen by the First Order, but he's grateful for it because he was struggling so much on Jakku, so he's actually grateful. He wants to, you know, abduct more children from their homes, from their disenfranchised rebellion planet, and, you know, bring him into the First Order and get him fed and get him trained and all that kind of stuff. So he's kind of a noble character amongst the ranks of the First Order. And if you watch the movies, they're basically like Nazi people. So it's a bit of a good contrast there. You know, it adds some character to these otherwise cartoony villains that the First Order are. But enough babbling about the character's bio. Let's go ahead and take a look at the box. So this is actually standard Star Wars Black Series box, but it is a bit different because we have the little indent here for the Galaxy's Edge logo. And then on the side, you see we have the trading outpost. I guess that's probably like the gift shop that's in Galaxy's Edge. And it's done in like a brown kind of weathered effect. And then on the side, you have the character's name, but it's done in that same brown instead of red. And then when you go to the back, you see the standard Star Wars Black Series. And then of course you get the readout, which just says, served as Armitage Huck's personal guard, as he was among the orphans that Brendel Hux took in to create the First Order from. So yeah, apparently all this goes down in the Phasma book, and it's pretty interesting stuff. And I'm always glad to add another trooper, another unique trooper to the collection. And with all that out of the way, let's get to it and crack open Captain Cardinal. And here is Captain Cardinal out of the packaging in a very striking look, obviously being an all-red figure. And especially if you put him up with your First Order Stormtroopers, he is going to stand out quite a bit. For the accessories, he's going to come with the sidearm pistol, and then he's going to come with his rifle. Now, both of these are repaints. So the pistol is a repaint of the original First Order Stormtrooper sidearm that kind of sheathed into the side of the leg. And then his rifle is actually a repaint of Captain Phasma's rifle. And thankfully, unlike Phasma's, which is kind of bent out of shape, this one is in a bit better condition. So you can see it does have a different paint job to reflect Cardinal's weapon, but it is the same sculpt. And now getting into the figure, we'll go ahead and take a look at that helmet. So if you have, you know, the standard Star Wars Black Series First Order Stormtrooper, it is basically the same thing, but it's all cast in that red plastic where it should be white. That being said, I do think that the printing on the mask is just a little bit better than it used to be for these figures. Obviously the technology has advanced a lot more. You look on the side here, just how much more splotchier the First Order one looks. So you get a really solid paint job on Captain Cardinal. My absolute favorite part of this figure is this cloth goods cape, because we'll go in and bring in Captain Phasma here, and you see she had the big hard shell cape. And you know, it's fine, the figure stands well enough because it is a big figure, but something about these kind of capes just kind of bugs me, and especially if they make a cape with this quality, where it's really kind of thin, but it drapes well, you know, it's packaged well, then even just standing them just like that, the cape looks perfect. And you know, this being a $25 figure, intended to kind of be a theme park exclusive, you know, it does make sense that they would go all out, get the cloth goods going, and I do appreciate that. Otherwise, down at the torso, again, looks the same as the First Order Stormtrooper. Not really seeing any differences with this guy, even the belt looks the same. You see the arms are exactly the same, but there is actually paint on this guy where it actually isn't on him for these kind of vents in the arms and up top. He even has the same piece sticking out of his belt behind, and again with the missing paint on the back of the figure, but again, you know, it's going to be covered by the cape, and I'm sure there's a lot of cost that goes into that, so I don't really mind that missing paint too much. But yeah, overall a very striking figure. You know, when I first saw it, I thought it was just a Sith Trooper. I do think that the First Order suit with the red armor does look very good, and like I said, I'm glad with the way this guy turned out. So yeah, like I said, a very striking figure on the shelf. I do really like the First Order suit done in the red color. Now let's go over some articulation. So we'll start out at the head as usual, and the neck is on a hinge. It's very tight, and then there's also a ball joint on that hinge, but again, it's a bit tight on this figure, which I guess is better than being loose. But with these First Order Stormtroopers, especially because this isn't a updated mold or anything like that, so there is going to be the same articulation problems that those Stormtroopers did have. But at least this one, I think, is a little bit revised because it uses the later mold, which has, you know, a bit better elbows, which we'll get to. But yeah, the head, a bit tight, but it's going to get the job done. The torso is on that ball joint, which I really do prefer on a 6-inch, 7-inch scale figure, as opposed to an ab crunch. And especially with the First Order armor, it just makes sense because that's exactly how the First Order armor works. So you're getting a full range of motion here, going back that much and forward that much. The arm is going to swivel and it's going to hinge. Like I said, the elbow is single jointed, but it is revised to get that 90 degrees plus. And you got no hinge on the hands, but it is a trigger finger and it has a swivel. Figure's going to get like a 45-degree split. Does have a pretty well hidden thigh swivel thanks to that armor piece. Pretty good double jointed knee. And then I always think these Stormtroopers have some small feet. It is going to go back pretty well. Forward not so much. And it does have an ankle rocker. So that about does it for your look at Captain Cardinal. And now we'll go ahead and do my favorite part, do some comparisons. And here he is with the Star Wars Black Series Stormtrooper. These are the GameStop Force Unleashed, the Shadow Trooper, and the Commander. Here he is with some Sith Troopers, and you can see he does fit in very well with these guys, despite not really being the correct affiliation, but you can see it's the exact same color as the base Sith Trooper. I do have it paired with the carbonized one right now, but you could kind of tell the differences with the Sith Trooper armor and the First Order armor a lot closer with this comparison. And then finally, here's some more relevant characters to Captain Cardinal. We have an original First Order Stormtrooper and Captain Phasma, and these three really do strike a nice balance together on a shelf. And overall, that's going to do it for your look at the Captain Cardinal figure. For me, it's another trooper to add on to my ever-growing collection. I love these guys, I love the Stormtroopers, and I love any color variation that I'm going to get. And with that, a pretty interesting character upon further inspection, so it might make me go searching around in, you know, the Star Wars extended books and stuff like that, and kind of learn those stories, so that's cool too. I hope we see more of Captain Cardinal in any kind of future Star Wars media, whether it be a Disney Plus show, future cartoons or something, anything like that, maybe even some comics. I'd love to see a Captain Cardinal appearance because he is a striking guy. He does have a very good presence on the shelf, so you got a very regal looking red First Order Captain right here. If you like these kind of videos, you can stick right here on the Scoopman 5000 YouTube channel. As always, I'm going to leave it off with some photos I took of the figure, and until next time, I'll see you guys in the next action figure review.